Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. So today we got to talk about Agent Zero IQ again, Gilbert Arenas. This guy is so amazingly bad and has such terrible takes. And here's another one. Now this one doesn't on the surface seem as bad, but it's quite flawed. We're gonna get into it. It's basically another Lebron caping take on his part.
Where when you introduced a superstar, it was all positive. When you think about the Magic, the Jordan, the Hakeem, the Drexler, the Shaquille O'Neal, you pushed their greatness. You didn't talk about the negative parts of their game to tell them why they're not number one. So when you talk about, is it wrong or you're doing something wrong with LeBron being number two? No. But you're telling him he's number two because of these flaws. You don't need it.
He's number two because he ain't Michael Jordan.
That's fine.
That's all.
Just he's not Michael Jordan, but he's LeBron James. Right. So treat him like he's LeBron James. You can't make the rules of Jordan.
First, let me get into what he said in the first part before the first cut. When you're introducing a superstar, you talk about their positives. Absolutely. Because there's not a comparison. It's just like, wow, look at this great player. Tonight we're gonna have, LeBron versus James Harden. You're gonna talk about their positives, obviously. But when you are talking about who is the best of the best, you are going to take their negatives into consideration. Tragic Johnson is a thing for a reason. The reason MJ was looked at as better than Clyde Drexler was because what? Michael bested him in the finals. We do take these things into consideration. You know why a lot of people consider Hakeem better than Shaq? Because Hakeem swept Shaq in the finals with a weaker squad. Like, that is false. So false on his part.
Jordan's 6 rings, because when Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan, he didn't have 6 rings yet. So what's happening is you're looking at the resume that you guys put out there. And you're saying, okay, you need 6 rings, right? You got to get the 6 rings. Now I need to make a decision to go here and get these rings because I can't get it here. So now they're sacrificing individual awards to get these rings. Then you say, well, you don't have the individual awards. You can't get no scoring titles. He has 10. He has 10 scoring titles. You can't do that. So he gets penalized there because he doesn't have these accolades. Then what ends up happening is if you have a player that's saying, okay, let me get these scoring titles, you're like, oh, you're selfish. Yeah, you're selfish. Yeah. So there's this game that's being played here, that's being created. Then you're judging them off the creation that you created. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's complete nonsense. First off, no one said he had to get 6 rings at the beginning of his career. The only reason it's 6 rings now is because he has 6 losses. I tell you right now, if LeBron said, let's say he had 8 scoring titles, 5 rings, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and then had all the counting stats, people would strongly consider him the best to ever do it. The problem is that he has 4 wins and 6 losses. One of his contemporaries, Steph Curry, has the same amount of wins with less losses and less time played as far as seasons in the NBA. I think Steph Curry came in 09 or 10 or something like that. So LeBron has 6 extra years and doesn't have his, and is tied in championships with someone that came later on. That right there. Also, no one can ever say in any playoff series, Michael Jordan is the reason they lost. Well, if he would have played a little bit better, they win. Every series where he was the favorite, the higher seed, he won. Every single series. LeBron James lost as the higher seed like 3 or 4 times. That's a fact. These are blemishes that you have to take in consideration when you're talking about the best. When you're just naming greatness, yeah, you don't have to bring up their negatives. There's really no point. But if you're going to start comparing people, you have to look at the negatives along with the positives and then see whose resume looks better. And it's not even close. Michael Jordan's resume looks far better, far superior to LeBron's. I mean, Agent Zero IQ as far as I'm concerned. Another swing and a miss. Not accurate. He's just, I don't know if he's getting paid from homeboy, but he's also an idiot, so it would make sense for him to have this take. But let me know what your thoughts on the comments below.